Joining me today on the Day for Freedom, I have Lillian Ayebale. She is the Senior Manager with IJM, or International Justice Mission, Uganda. And she joins us all the way from Uganda. Thank you so much, Lillian, for taking the time.
You're welcome, and thank you for hosting me for this session.
Absolutely. So you were talking about being a senior manager. What do you do with International Justice Mission? What does your job entail?
Wow, thank you so much. My job, monitoring, evaluation, research, and learning. So therefore, titles like acronyms. So they entail an entire whole program. You're in the docket of the program operations. You inform programming, evidence-based decision-making for the program, checkpoints for the program. So everything is within. Are we on track? Where should we be checking? Where else should we be going? What interventions are working? What interventions are not working? So we are program check in most cases, yes.
Well, that is very important. It sounds like to continue making sure that what you're doing is working and how you can maybe even do it better. That's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. What we're doing is working. What we're doing is making impacts, or we are not creating impact. Let's go back to the drawing board. This is not working, or this is working better. We think we need to scale this up. So you find you are in all the program areas. You are in investigations, you are in the legal part, you're in the aftercare support for the survivors. So you want to let everybody know what is working and what is not working, what needs to go forward, what needs to be interrupted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
Yes.
here in Canada, I think human trafficking is a lot more prevalent than many people know. I would love to know, what is the situation of human trafficking like in Uganda?
So in International Justice Mission in Uganda is doing violence against women and children. So our work is mostly, this is one of those very insidious crimes that take place and is rooted in our structures as the traditional structures. So many people will do it and will support it, and it just keeps on happening. So it is one of those crimes against, it's called crimes against humanity, especially children and women, but that are never seen as crimes until when someone is lost, until when a child is in a big issue. So it is us as IJM bringing out, there are many laws that have been ratified as a government and others for protection of women and children, but these are not implemented as they should. Why? Because this is a traditional crime that people see as a domestic issue rather than a legal issue that should be going to court. So many times you'll hear a question, is this a legal issue? It's a social issue. The social people should settle that at ground level. So it's such an injustice that makes us every day go out to show this is what the law says. Why are we not implementing it? Why are we not protecting women and children? So in Uganda, for the whole protection of women and children, we also pick on cases that we pursue. And the cases we pursue mostly are intimate partner violence, which is seen as a normal thing. A wife, you're seen as a property of the husband, can do anything to you. So we are looking at prosecuting cases of intimate partner violence, but also child sexual abuse. So there are other child abuse cases that come up, but the sexual abuse is the most common, especially the girl children, as women and girls are seen as maybe objects, like anyone will just abuse you. So we are coming in to bridge that gap, much as the law provides, but just because the social norms, the other traditional structures see it as normal, it has been normalized that people are, women and children suffer silently. Yeah. So that is our major casework in Uganda.
Well, thank you for sharing that. And really, on behalf of women, thank you for all of the amazing work that you are doing.
Thank you.
Would you mind, please feel free to say no, without using names, of course, is there a story of hope that you have seen maybe in the last year, um, in the work that you do, where you said, oh, wow, look what we were able to do for this person or this family?
Yeah. Let me share just one of our work, maybe one or two. I'll share on both sides for children and then for women. In the recent past, actually very recent, that should be this January, we've had a conviction. And this was one of a big success for us, where a woman decided to pursue a case against her husband, who had beaten her for a very long time. She had accepted the abuse and she was living with it. But for this once, she decided to pursue the case. The family was against her going through the case. She said, no, this time I want it up to the end. Let's go through. And at the end of the case, as the judge was going to deliver the ruling, the judge asked what the woman would like the ruling to be like. Like, it wasn't all about just the case, but you have decided, and what ruling would you like to give this man? So she asked that they give the husband a sentence and make it the legal term, I don't remember the legal term, a standing sentence, that for at any one point in time he beats her or abuses her in any way, he should be brought back to serve his 20 years imprisonment. So put the judgment, but let me go home with him and let him understand that for any time this happens, we shall not go through this process, but he will just go in immediately. I found it was such a huge success on our side. Most women fear to go through the justice system because they feel what next thereafter? Maybe he's the breadwinner, maybe the entire family will run against me. My children themselves will not feel okay about their father being behind the bars. But, she pursued this and the judge acted. So this court judge, these are judges who've been engaging in the trauma-informed approaches for caring for survivors and also for giving judgments. So it showed us how the judge was trauma-informed and cared about what the survivor needs. It's not about what we are ruling this, but the survivor is saying, no, you see, if you give him this sentence, make it standing, that if it happens, let him come back. And that is what the judge did. He ruled, made the conviction and the sentencing, and it is a standing sentence, and he went back. So it's a huge win. Yeah. And with that has a big impact on the community, knowing that can happen, and if it happens again, someone will be taken. So the family was left together, and the case was also, the woman got justice. Yeah. Then for children, we do have many cases of children that have been rescued. Child marriages are very common, and the parents would see it like, it is normal for my child to, at 12, 13, they should be married off. I get goats, I get maybe cows, the dowry bits, negotiate and take the child. But we have had fathers who have stood for their children to pursue cases through the justice system. It's so amazing that you're standing against your culture. Nonetheless, what is there, we are saying we are protecting the children. So we have convictions of last quarter, that is October, December, for child cases where parents stood and did not negotiate, just letting the child get married, but we secured convictions. So it's a good thing, and the children were able to go back to school after their abuses. When you see that successfully coming through, it's what makes us moving every other day. Yeah, it's a great thing. Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much for sharing that. This question kind of piggybacks alongside that. This work, obviously, it's meaningful, but it's also very difficult, I would think, because there's a lot of darkness, there's a lot of pain and trauma. Why do you do this work?
Wow, it is rather personal. I am very passionate about women and children. One, already I'm a woman now, but I was a child and a girl child. So I lived in a community that believed, same communities that we are working for, the communities that we've been raised in. A girl child at 10, 12 years, all you're good for is marriage and starting a family. But having I lost my parents when I was a child by 3 years. So you now get into caring for yourself, or you're living with our grandparents, and you're looking at everyone else is forcing children to get married. But I had a protective family of grandparents who decided just to take me. Like nobody would cross our compound. Like you see the protection you had. Today, when I look back when I was in elementary school, none of my peers is even went to the secondary school. By age 12, 13, they were all married off. So you don't have like someone you went to the village school with. But just because you are protected by an elder in the community, nobody ever did harm. So that is one thing that creates my passion. Then two, the other thing is adolescents are always getting into trouble. That's adolescent age can make you or break you. And that is why it is easy for parents to just convince them to get into marriage and let them off. So I feel somebody must stand for them. Tell them, look here, this is an abuse. You just don't have to go into marriage. It's actually an abuse. Stand against this man took advantage of you. They need to appreciate that it is a crime. It is taking advantage of them. So my passion is to fight for people to see that they are protected. They're able to secure their dreams. So when I look back to my peers that never got anywhere ahead, it was because they were married off as young people. And today, as a woman, even in the village, I grew up when I was seeing women are beasts, let me call it the beasts of burden. Like everything is on a woman, everything is on a woman. One, you're even property. I happen to be from a family where my grandfather, even my side of my mother who looked after me, they never asked for dowry for someone getting married because they feel when they take it their side after paying dowry, you're owned like property. So that I want that to change. Bring dowry as an appreciation, but not as a form of buying someone, because you can't buy them. That's 2 cows and 2 goats or something like that. So I want to have women appreciate themselves. Much as your husband took dowry back to your home, they were appreciating you. They were not buying you off. Don't feel like you're owned. Stand up for that voice. And also on the part of men, this struggle against ending violence against women and children is not a struggle for bringing forward women. It's a struggle for making everybody come on board. So I would want the men to appreciate that maybe their children, their wives, their sisters, their grandmothers, whoever that person is never property. They are human and they have rights. And when they are fully supported to live their dreams, we complement each other, men and women. So I have that passion, and it drives me every day to come from home, look at what my team members are doing and say, look here we are not achieving. We need to move in this direction. We need to engage this kind of person so that everybody's on board and we're able to bring
Wow.
end to this crime. Yeah.
You are an inspiration. Thank you so much for sharing today. I
You're
love your
welcome.
passion. And we're going to
Thank
ask our
you.
listeners to be praying for the work that you do as well, because, like you said,
Mhm.
it's systemic. This is the
Yeah.
culture. And so being able to change that, I pray that you would have strength to continue on your journey as you work this.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I want to
Absolutely.
encourage the people that will listen to this, at least to even come for more and listen to more details of how we do it, where we go, how the experiences out there in the longer time of 1 hour when we are sharing on the 19th.
Very
Yeah.
exciting. Yes, we're going to let people know about the 19th, and you're going to be speaking. Is that right?
Yes, I'll be speaking on the 19th on the same radio station, Resilience, and we'll dig deeper into what the Uganda Violence Against Women and Children work is, where we work, how we support the survivors, and how we support survivors to pursue the journey of justice, but also how we let them know that God loves them the way they are, and with God is a God of justice. So it is not that you're pulling yourself away from what God created you to do, but God is giving you chance to get the justice that you deserve. and serve him better. Yes.
Thank
Yeah.
you again, Lillian, so much. You are a blessing. And I just pray for all of the work that you guys do.